Well, sorry about the phone being in this angle, but this truck doesn't have a phone holder, so there it is. Anyway, few interesting things, and we're going to talk about this, and probably in the next video will be the COVID Awareness Week. But we'll get onto that, because I really am going to rip fucking holes in that, so I actually needed to do that one on a computer so I can read it and just pull it apart for what it is, but that'll be a nice one. Also, somebody who set up some far-right organisation a while back is now working in a charity that he's the CEO of, and having people refer to him for being far-right. And some of them are as young as 15, but one of them is as old as 68. But generally speaking, he's saying that middle-class white boys, predominantly, are being radicalised by memes, brainwashed by memes, like Pepe and stuff like that. Now, might be me being a little bit, I don't know, common sense, but what you usually see in these memes is nothing else but common fucking sense. The fact that if you are a white cis male, God forbid, right, that it's led or it's leading people to believe that you are the most hated denomination out there because of your skin colour. And if that's not racism, I don't know what is. Now, I will admit that our countries, that is to say parts of Europe, America, Canada and stuff, have also gone into some other countries where the skin tone is slightly darker and fuck shit all over the place, alright, for pure profit. But unfortunately, because of the IQ of these countries is somewhat lower than ours, it will blanketly think that all of us, we're all on board with it, and we condone the mass genocide of their country, or the raping of its resources, or the low wages, and all the other shit, right? However, this is not true. But obviously, this is also propagated in education nowadays, because BLM, Marxist, other teachings at school where they go through the privilege scale, and apparently cis white males are right at the top of the privilege scale, but then what they'll do is they'll slate us completely, and they'll obviously have the opportunity of outcome, right, which is to say that you'll put somebody of lower capability into a position rather than the bloke that was best for it. I say bloke as well, because many times they'll give it over to a woman, and maybe the bloke had a better resume. Now, if a woman can do it better, fine, crack on, but whatever. It's also saying things like, if these memes were to say, for instance, say that a man should go to work and a woman will be better suited, right, if she chooses, this is a key factor, if she chooses, staying home and bringing up her kids as it was always intended, right, that would be far right. It's also saying that, I don't know, bringing huge amounts of people from another country with another way of thinking and a completely different way of looking at the law because their religion comes before the law might be problematic. Well, that's obviously far right. And what they're trying to do is de-radicalise, right? Let's just break de-radicalise down. Re-radicalise. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. These are people that have slipped through the net. These are people that have gone back to free thinking. These are people that are dealing with common sense. And, well, if we're going to fuck up that country, we can't have these people going around upsetting the apple cart, can we? And if it sounds a bit noisy in here, it's fucking pissing down, by the way, out there. What a miserable bastard Monday. Oh, well, there it is. So, yeah, it just seems that there's a program out there to stop people from straying away from the new norm. And the new norm is to self-loathe, hate yourself, import people that are going to take over the country, right? And anybody who doesn't agree with that is obviously far right. Well, if that is the case, then I would say that being far right is something to be proud of and a badge of honour. But in truth, the far right bit is nothing else than somebody with common sense, traditional values, and can see through the bullshit. But hope not hate will tell you differently. Resisting hate will tell you differently. And I can't remember what this other one's got the word hate in it or whatever. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't groups out there that are extreme right wing. Of course there are. There always has been. All right. But these people are incredibly few and far between, and most of them end up trying to be keyboard warriors. Okay. and many of them are absolutely, totally and utterly dripping with autism. But for the genuine most of the population, okay, I say most of the population, there's two types. There's most of the population that keep their mouth shut, can see the truth, but don't speak the truth. And then there's the others which actually have the bollocks to come out and say, that's wrong, I'm not playing that game, I don't want anything of it. And fuck you for even trying. Any of you lorry drivers out there have that, where you go to overtake a vehicle and he sees you and then goes faster? Why weren't you doing that speed in the first place? You absolute fucking weapon. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, at the moment, this is what the epic fail, that'll be the Mail, are printing at the moment. And it's a story that I'll run with, but to say that, say for instance, a cartoon green frog could brainwash a kid. No. You want to look at brainwashing? Go to your schools. You want to look at brainwashing? Go to the kids' programs. You want to go to brainwashing? Look at the BBC, right? These are all platforms that are set to change people's perception of reality, as was the intentions of the CEO in Ireland of YouTube I think it's 6 or 7 years ago. I saw the woman say that. And they didn't make any bones about it. It was this simple. We want to change everybody's perception of reality. Well, that's not your fucking job. Because if that is your job, then you're not a social media platform. You are a, what's the word I'm looking at? And they can get taxed really heavily. Like a news network or a printing network or something that comes under that category. And it has to stop, right? But what they're really truly scared of is that people are waking up anyway. And it's like a dam with all these different cracks in, and they're trying to stick their fingers in all the different holes of this dam, trying to block it. And what's actually going to happen, metaphorically speaking, is the dam will collapse and they're fucked. And these people have had control for so long, okay, that they don't want to relinquish it. And they're actually frankly terrified of what would be the outcome of people waking up and realising that these bastards have been acting against the better interest of the genuine populace, or even themselves for that matter, because their actions are that of people who are mentally ill. But they're worried about the fact of losing control because they're control freaks. They're scared shitless about losing their status because they're narcissists, and they would literally want to destroy the system before they give it back to you or me. And there it is. So let me know what you think. Do you think the kids have been radicalised, or do you think the kids are actually waking up and seeing through the bullshit teachings of their extreme left-wing teachers and other platforms, and they can actually see the wood for the trees? Let me know what you think in the comments. I do read them. Like, share, subscribe. I have other platforms. I don't use them as much, but I do have them. The link should come up in the description. And I'll see you in a bit.